Well, good morning, everybody. For today's lesson, which is this Thursday, and Friday, you're going to be starting to write your body paragraph for the Omnivore's Dilemma essay. So by now, you should already have written your claim and done the unpacking the prompt Google Doc, which goes over the prompt you're going to be writing about. So you should already have done that and turned in the unpacking the prompt as well. So here's the directions for today. So you're just going to complete, obviously, the daily check-in. Then you're going to look at the model body paragraph, which is in the slideshow. So you might have already looked at that when you did your claim. So let's briefly go over to that. I also have the evidence chart as well, because you're going to pick two pieces of evidence, again, for the chart. Actually, let me click on that, because I want to go over that too as well. So obviously you have your claim already, which you know your claim gets included kind of in your body paragraph, but you don't necessarily actually have to use it. You can actually reword it if you want to make it your topic sentence for this. But then you're going to have your two pieces of evidence as usual, like we just did for the last essay for Unbroken. So what you're going to do is you're going to pick two pieces of evidence. You're going to either pick two pieces from the pink side, which is Omnivore's Dilemma, or pick two pieces of evidence from the TED Talk. So whichever one you thought was better, that's your opinion. That's not mine. That's your opinion. I have my own opinion as to who did a better job at getting their point across and persuading me. But whichever one you feel was the better one, you're going to pick two pieces of evidence for your essay. So I believe there are, if it lets me scroll down, it's still loading. I believe there are 5 on each side. So you're going to pick 2 of the 5. Now don't pick one from here and one from here. That's not what I want you to do. It just literally says here underneath the directions here, or underneath the name, it says, if you think Michael Pollan from Omnivore's Dilemma was more effective at achieving this, choose 2 quotes below. So you're going to choose 2 quotes here. Then if you thought that the TED Talk, Burke Bear's TED Talk was more effective at achieving his purpose, you're going to choose 2 quotes on this side. So please do not choose one from here and one from here. You're trying to prove a point that one of these did a better job at proving their purpose, or proving their point. All right, so only 2 from here and 2 from here, okay? And I even gave you a little hint as to what type of persuasive appeal it was. So, you obviously might want to use that in your essay too. So there you go. All right, so let's go back to the template now. So the template here is what you're going to be writing on. So you should already have done step 1, which was write your claim. That is supposed to be under here. So if you didn't do that, get on that. I have the chart again to see who has the progress that people have made and who has done what. So I have that again to show you if you're missing it, if you're not. And I also copy and paste your claim. So if you forget what it is, you can always go back to that chart and I have it on there for you. All right. So you should already have done that. Yeah, obviously you have the example claim here, which is the one I used. And then if you want to do option 1 or option 2, so whichever one you feel did a better job, you're going to pick this one if it was a TED Talk, or you're going to pick this one if it was Omnivore's Dilemma that you thought was better. All right, so you're only using one of those, okay? And then as those colors match the evidence chart as well. So Omnivore is pink or red, whatever you want to call it, and TED Talk is blue, okay? So that should already be done. Yeah, and also this should be done as well. Pick your evidence. This is step 2. You have to highlight the evidence. So the evidence chart is here, and I also attached it in today's assignment as well for you. So you have it in 2 different places. Why? Because I felt like, well, if you forget it's one place, you have it in another place. So there you go. So these are your quotes you can use that you should already highlight or pick from there. So obviously then step 3 would be to look at the model body paragraph. Like I said, I already wrote my paragraphs. I already wrote the entire essay for you guys so you guys can see how it's supposed to be laid out. So this is my example body paragraph. So again, same layout as last essay. So if you did it and you understood how to do it, this is a piece of cake for you. If you didn't, this might be a little bit more tricky for you. But if you did the To Kill a Mockingbird essay, which we did earlier in the year, this is the same layout as that one as well. So there really should be no confusion as to how to do this, because it's the same layout. So topic sentence. So my topic sentence says, first Bear is more effective at achieving his purpose because he uses his innocence as a young boy growing up in America as well as plays off our emotions to persuade us to change our eating habits. So that is my body paragraph. That's a little bit about what I'm going to be proving in this paragraph, as well as what I'm going to be proving in the entire essay. So then you have the context with the quote. So my context is, in the beginning of his TED Talk, Bear lets the reader know that he is aware of what food corporations are doing. And then I get into the quote. I didn't just slap that quote in there. You can't do that. You got to have some context. So there's my context here. Okay? That's my context. Then my quote is here. And I just simply copied and pasted that from the chart. It's one of the ones from the chart that you saw on slide 5. All right, then I have to explain my quote. Again, I can't just leave it there. I got to explain it and how it ties into my claim that he was more effective. So this shows the reader that even though Bear is an innocent boy growing up in America, he has educated himself. Should be he has educated. Let me switch that now. Has educated himself on how corporations are trying to get young children to buy and eat food that is unhealthy. So that's what I'm trying to show, is that he tried to persuade us and trying to use his innocence of being a young boy growing up in America to get us to, not eat these unhealthy foods. So again, then you do the next quote. Then it says, towards the end of his speech, again, I have a typo. This is good. I'm going over this now because I wrote this kind of fast. So towards the end of his speech, Bear discusses what he feels is the motive behind our food system. So again, this part is my context leading up to the quote, and then I have the quote. Again, it's from the chart. I copied and pasted it, put it here. You have to have him here as well. I don't have page numbers, obviously, because this is a speech, so I don't need that. If you were using the Omnivore's Dilemma one, you would need the page numbers, in which I already included for you on the chart. So there you go. All right, quote explanation. In this quote, Bear touched upon emotional side by saying that if we eat the food from the farmers, we will be healthy, as opposed to eating the processed foods many companies are making. And I forgot to put foods here. Processed foods many food companies are making, which will only land us in the hospital. So it's kind of like playing on our emotions. Like, hey, if you eat this, you're going to go to the hospital. So you might as well eat the better food, because then you'll be healthy and you won't have to go to the hospital. So, and then the last one is conclusion sentence. Overall, Bear's purpose is more effective than Michael Pollan in Omnivore's Dilemma, because using pathos or emotions to persuade an audience is stronger than using logos or logic, which obviously Omnivore's Dilemma does. Okay? So, that's my body paragraph. That's all the different sections of how you're supposed to lay this all out. So then on the next step 4, you're going to write your body paragraph on slide 9. So you have your topic sentence, context with quote, explain your quote, context and your quote, explain your quote, and conclusion sentence. Exactly the way that I laid it out on the other one. Now, obviously, if you need help, if you are struggling with, hey, how do I start this? How do I write my topic sentence? What should you do? Ask me for help. I can't stress that enough. I think I've stressed it every single time I make a video, every single time I post something. I always say, ask for a Google Meet. Ask me on Google Classroom if you have a question. Ask me to give your parent a call so I can talk to you over the phone about it. Email me. Ask me on Remind if you have a question. There's 4 different ways you can ask me for help. This is not an easy essay. I mean, this is, I think, a little bit easier than the one we did before, but because it mostly is based off your opinion as to who did a better job. But it's still kind of confusing because you still have to look at 2 different pieces, the speech and the pages in the Omnivore's Dilemma. So it is still a little bit tricky, and I know a lot of you struggle with writing. So I can help you, okay? I don't expect you to do this by yourself. I literally had Google Meets with a few of you the last time we wrote an essay, and I literally went ahead with you and just wrote it with you. It took me 45 minutes, and I wrote the part of the essay with you. Doesn't take that long. I can do it with you. I can help you. All right, so that's what you're doing today, Thursday, and then it is due on Friday. Now, make sure that you do not turn this in. I think I put that in every single day this week and next week. Do not turn the slideshow in, because you need to use this every single time you write another part of the essay. So for next week, you're going to be writing the intro Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, you're going to be writing the conclusion paragraph, and then Friday, and then into the Monday after, which I believe is the 22nd, you are going to be doing your edits and then turning it in. Okay, so that's like the last week of school. Then we're done. This is your last big assignment, your last assignment technically for the entire school year for English. So you don't want to bomb this. You want to actually do a good job on this and get the help that you need so you can do a good job on this and don't just, turn it in blank. I don't want to see blank assignments for this. I want to see everybody at least trying, or at least, putting in some effort, or maybe doing part of the essay. Even if you don't get it all done, I'm still going to give you a grade if you do part of it, okay? I'm not going to be like that and just put it incomplete because you didn't do the whole thing. I'm still going to grade you even if you do part of it or write like 1 or 2 paragraphs, all right? So please get this done. I'm also not requiring you to write a final draft for this. It's just literally I'm going to look at these to read it, okay? That's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to make you put it into a final draft in a Google Doc. All right, we don't have a lot of time for that. Like I said, it's your final assignment. We need to be done with it. Boom, that's it. School's over. All right, so please see me anywhere, anyhow. I can't, I need to beg you to do that, please, because you need to get this done, and it needs to be done, fairly decently, and I need to see effort. All right, guys, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.